Craig.
Welcome to the call.
All right.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Spectated Podcast, episode 7.
Episode 7, 7 weeks in.
First live one, too.
I know, exciting. We're actually talking in person.
We'll have video soon, but not this week. But probably next week, if we can figure out how to get it all set up.
Yeah, it's a tragedy. Speaking of tragedies, though, we got to let out yet another preface. You know, I hate doing these because this is not supposed to be this type of podcast, but this shit got to be talked about, dude.
Yeah, I agree.
In 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks, there have been 3 major shootings.
Mm-hmm.
First was Buffalo, where a white supremacist shot 10 black men down in a supermarket, right?
Yeah.
After that, in California, there was a Taiwanese church that got shot up, and then it killed a person and hurt 5 or something like that.
And then the most recent one.
Yeah, most recent
one.
Probably
the most tragic too.
Yeah. Another school shooting. 19 kids and 2 teachers were killed, and then 16 other kids were injured.
Yeah.
And then something I'm not seeing a whole lot of people talking about with that
specific one.
Yeah, with that specific one is that the monster who did that also shot their 66-year-old grandma before going to the school and doing it.
It's just sickening, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
These people are just, I mean, I'm glad we're not naming them because they don't deserve, to be called by a name.
Giving someone,
they're not human.
Referring to them as their human name, gives them the ounce of humanity.
Yeah, and they have none.
They don't.
They are just truly sick people that are just taking out their anger on the wrong people and innocent people, and it's just sick. They are monsters.
And what I find to be insult to injury is that there's these monsters who are literally just walking with guns and killing people, and there's still states that are permitless carry where you don't need a permit, you don't have a background check.
It's stupid.
It's when are people who are elected into offices going to do what's best and not what benefits their wallets?
Yeah, it's gross.
I'm not saying that I'm not opposed to ban AR-15s, but I don't think that's necessarily the immediate solution. But all states need to have background checks and need to have permits.
Yeah. I mean, there has to be something it's obviously, I don't want to get into all the intricacies of, gun policy in America, because that's a very deep rabbit hole.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I mean, at the very minimum is that, something needs to be done to at least try to keep deranged people, monsters, can't put it lightly, just literal monsters from having the means to commit such atrocities, Yeah,
absolutely. And
because these people, they're awful people. They're gonna do something horrible regardless.
Mm-hmm.
But they still shouldn't have the tools to make it, worse than it has to be.
Exactly. I mean, think about it. A common argument I hear is that Britain, they still use knife violence is a huge thing.
But it's
how many people can you kill in a room with a knife compared to?
It's it's still horrible, right? It's still horrible. And
absolutely.
There's probably, I don't know if anything can be done to even prevent just these acts from happening to begin with, right? I don't know if there's something to be done about that, but at least hindering the ability from, a couple people to dozens of people.
Yeah.
That's still, it's a horrible thing regardless, but it's still at least it's a step in the right direction, right? And at least it's still helping. But, we're just seeing it over and over, and it's increasing. And it's getting rampant. Like you said, 3 in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Which is it's just horrible. And it feels like nothing's changing. It's just the same thing of, this is a tragedy, and then everybody's just going to forget about it in a
Thoughts
couple
and
weeks.
prayers.
Yeah. And it's like, I get for some people, yeah, like, we should have our thoughts for these people and have sympathy for them.
Yeah.
It's like, for people that actually have the power to do something about it and at least positively influence these situations and help at least prevent such tragic tragedies from happening.
Yeah.
And they do nothing. It's sick. It's sick. It really is.
Yeah, I agree. And it's like, I don't understand how we're going to sit like and do nothing. Where like you said, that doing something, there will still be problems. It's like, but something's better than nothing. And sitting and doing nothing, it is clear within the past 2 weeks that it is going to escalate and escalate and escalate. It's just going to keep getting worse. And
there's just definitely a pretty bad violence problem, which, I don't know if that can be fixed through any policies, because it just seems, violent monsters are going to be violent.
Yeah.
But just the fact that it feels like nothing has changed or nothing is changing, it's like, it's just gross. It really is, because there's clearly an issue, and it seems like nobody wants to even start addressing like some of the causes or some things that can help at least mitigate some of these issues.
Yeah, I agree. I was looking at Instagram this morning, right? And a lot of people are really, worked up. They're in uproar about this, which is completely valid, and not only valid, it is like the right thing. You should be in uproar about this.
Yep.
And one of the people is Myles Garrett, and he was posting about it and like posting about it. Like he retweeted, or he posted on his Insta story a picture of a tweet saying that forced births in a country that refuses to protect children that are being murdered at school. And then he's posting pictures of people who are telling him that nothing he stated is factual. And then he's posting pictures of him like in an like absolutely going after these people's stories and stuff, or like their Insta pages. Yeah. And he is just letting them have it. So, like it's good to see that people are, speaking out against it.
Yes.
So you already know he's never going to read it, but I had to reply, "You the GOAT on and off the field," because like I haven't seen like one other major NFL player, I don't think, talking about it.
Yeah, I saw once we, since this week's episode is MLB topic, I saw that, a lot of MLB teams were giving out their thoughts and having moments of silence before a lot of the games today.
Yeah.
And stuff.
I know the Warriors, their press conference, they had...
Yes, Steve Kerr was really upset too.
Yeah, but I think it was their head coach said he wasn't talking basketball at all.
Yes, that was Steve Kerr.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, Steve Kerr was their head coach.
Yeah. He was.
But, and then, I guess just one little thing I want to add on like the Myles Garrett thing is like, he's using his position to, he's popular, right? He's going to reach more people. And I would say that his message is, good. It's valid. Definitely true, especially in recent times. So it's like, I just don't get why people are getting like angry at him. Basically, they're trying to use a tragedy as grounds to get angry against another argument, where it's like all of the anger for the most part should be directed at the monster who committed the thing.
It's like,
and not at somebody who is upset that these things are happening.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like the anger is just so misdirected, and I don't like it.
I agree. And the misdirection is like, the way I view it is by misdirecting the anger at someone who's upset that this happened, you are defending the monster who did it.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say like defending might be a little bit too.
But like
you're still making it like it's the monster's fault, right? Like just straight up, it is the monster. Like this action never happened because this person is just a straight up monster.
Yeah.
And by trying to get angry at people that are upset about this, it's like you're taking away where the anger should be focused, and you're making it, rather than trying to blame it on, this monster, you're spreading this blame across a bunch of different things. And it really is just kind of stupid, I guess, where it's like,
yeah, why are you spreading the blame when it really should be on?
Yes.
It should be focused on this one area.
Yes. And it's like, and then from here, we can, try to. Okay, I think everything's good.
Okay.
Screen just went black. I want to open up like a Twitch or something. But like, the blame needs to be on the monster. And then from here, we can look at, what can we do to try to prevent these things from continuing and from happening again?
Yeah.
Because obviously it's happening, and it's happening quite a bit. So it would be nice if we could, prevent it at least, right? Or at least mitigate it. So, but right now they're just taking this and they're using it. It's like, you have people that's like, oh, well, XYZ should have happened 2 weeks ago or a month ago or blah, blah, blah. Or you're looking to people and they're just like, Myles Garrett, who's saying like, basically, our kids are getting killed, which is just sick. It's sick.
Yeah.
And people are trying to turn it into, oh, I hate you, Myles Garrett, because you're a pro-choice stance, right? And it's just like, come on, guys. It's really immature. On it. Like, this is not the argument, There's the pro-life, pro-choice argument, which is, its own can of worms or whatever, right? But, like, right now, like, why are we mixing these things together?
Yeah, exactly. And, like, speaking of, like, the immaturity, someone like, one of the things that was posted was someone put, "You're dumber than you look, bye," and he just put very mature response with the smiley face.
Yeah, no, it's just so immature.
It's sick. It feels like gasoline on a fire. Like, the fact that, so we have the fire and that the monster is, did this, that he killed, 21 people or something like that. And then gasoline on the fire is no elected official is going to do anything about it. And then on top of that, we're taking basically just, aerosol and making a flamethrower, burning a house down with the let's spread the blame on people who are upset that this happened.
Yeah, so it is just so sick. Where it's like, the blame should be directed at the monster, right? And then any, quote unquote, I guess, support or thoughts and prayers should be urging people in positions of power to look into change, look into what could we have done or what can we do to start mitigating these things. But instead, it's people just, bickering amongst each other, and it's just fostering grounds where nothing's going to get changed again. And it really is sickening. It's gross. Yeah. It's just like a bad climate that has been fostered, I guess, right now.
And as previously stated, it is going to keep escalating. It's just going to keep going.
I mean, you got to think, like, if nothing ever changes, then why would we think that these things aren't going to stop happening, right? Or at least stop happening at these massive scales, right? If they're doing nothing to change this, and it's just, you're basically just accepting that this is something that is supposed to happen pretty much.
This is part of life.
And it really isn't, or it really shouldn't be, Yeah, exactly. And I really hope that real humans, people that actually still retain their humanity, would, and people who have the power to do something would actually do something about it.
Yeah, and I mean, even just not even looking at a prime example like this, but like looking in a broad sense, we are us as a First Nation or a first world country have the most shootings over any other first world country, and quite possibly over any country in general. It's like, how do you even just look at that one statistic and not even like prime examples or like the fact that 3 have happened in less than 2 weeks and go, dang, this sucks.
Yep.
We should do something about this.
No, it's naive to just believe that it's not a problem and that these are somehow like outlier things happening, right? Because obviously there are going to be monsters, you know, like it just, that is what happens, right?
Yeah.
There are terrible people, you know, monsters, just whatever, non-humans pretty much. And they're going to do stuff. But it definitely feels like it is disproportionately high, you know, here, right? And I think it is, you know, naive, like you say, to just say it's like, yeah, we're this first world country, but why is this such an issue here? It's like, clearly there is something that can be changed, or that we can do better. And, you know, I really hope that we can do better. Again, it sucks that we have to even, you know, preface this, because these are not, you know, things that I don't think either of us want to talk about.
No.
But it's just things that we kind of, you know, have to at least touch on.
Yeah, it feels like it would be wrong to sit in silence, but I really don't want to be talking about this, because it is not the point of this podcast.
Yeah, and it's just, you know, ideally we, you know, these events would not happen so that we wouldn't have to talk about it. But I feel like even our small little reach and community, it still needs to be addressed.
Yeah, exactly.
And I hope, you know, I hope this at least spurs something to happen in Texas, maybe nationwide, of some type of change. You know, I don't know what that's going to be.
Yeah.
But I hope that this at least something good can come out of this, right?
Yeah.
As horrible as it is, it just at least can something help and change so that we can prevent just such terrible atrocities from occurring again.
Can this be grounds for us to grow, basically?
Yes.
Are we going to grow, or are we gonna let, you know,
yes, are we gonna
these people have died and then just forget about it?
Yeah, or are we just gonna sit and bicker amongst each other and
Exactly.
throw blame amongst people that it should not be thrown at, and just stay stagnant and let these things keep, you know, running rampant and these things keep happening?
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I think that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, there's not much else I think I can touch on about that subject, or want to touch on, because like, good God, dude,
sick, truly is deplorable.
It is super sickening. Yeah, moving on to some other big news, I guess.
Yeah. More in line of what we want to talk about.
Exactly.
On the podcast,
I mean, also not an ideal thing to have to talk about, but it not as bad as that.
This is something that, you know, we want to talk about, or we should.
Good old Browns QB Deshaun Watson. He's facing a 3 to 4 game suspension at minimum as of right now. He said one day in court that he did notice that one of the 22 people, like massage therapists, had cried after. And then recently, the one I heard today, the story that came out today, is that 3 of those 22 cases had turned sexual, but he claims that the plaintiffs are the one that initiated. So it's like,
wait, what was the number on it? What'd you say?
The 3
of the 21
out of 22.
22.
Yeah. So 13% of those had turned sexual, and it's like, you don't think that might subconsciously have made you go, huh, by getting a massage from a random person I saw on Instagram, things might happen.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, bro, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
He is just so full of shit.
Yeah, I know. And it's like, I I'm so split, dude, because like everything, his actions are sickening. There's no way 22 people are lying about this.
Yeah, no.
Like,
it
there's
doesn't happen.
absolute no shot. And it's like Browns fans feel like they have to sit and defend him because he's their franchise quarterback now.
Sure.
So it's like they're just sitting defending him. It's like, I get it. The team, you really want the team to be good this year.
Yeah, but like, you can't. I mean,
but like,
you can't. Come on.
Yeah, like, come on. Like, a 3 to 4 game suspension as a fan for me, that's great because like their first 4 games, they can still win. It is like the Jets, the Panthers.
Yeah, it was a pretty easy.
Yeah, like this
quote unquote easy.
The Steelers right now look like the most difficult team out of the 4.
And they're not even, unbeatable. Like, they're still a definitely very beatable team.
Exactly. And so like they could, like, even without him, go 3-1,
4-1,
4-0, exactly. But if he so like that's the fan in me. The humanity in me is like, I think he needs more than that, like at least 10 games.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, I'm not knowledgeable if there's been any like similar suspensions recently.
Big Ben.
Yeah, what was, like his suspension? Yes.
It's okay, Uncle Brett.
Yeah, do you know how many games he was out?
I want to say 10. I'm gonna double check real quick though.
Okay, yeah, because his would have been pretty similar to this, right? In terms of severity, or was his more severe?
He had less charges, but he paid them off. He paid off the people. He 6 game ban.
Okay.
And yeah, he had I'm not sure how many cases there were. I think it was like, it might have been like 10 cases or something like that.
For sure.
But yeah, he got 6 games, so 22 cases. I mean,
yeah, I mean that's got to be 6 to 8 games.
Yeah,
minimum.
And it's like, the fan in me hates that because like Jacoby Brissett is a good backup quarterback, but he's a backup quarterback. They're not going to playoffs or anything with that.
Yeah,
and that's like a ton of wasted money. And they just re-signed Jadeveon Clowney to a 1-year contract again, so they'd have to try to sign him again. It's like the fan of me is like, that would suck, but the humanity is like, yeah, that's like at minimum what needs to happen.
Yeah, but yeah, because it's like if you. It just sets a bad precedent, right? If you leave it unpunished or unjustly punished, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's very conflicting, and it's like very much a don't meet your heroes type of thing.
Yeah.
Because you get a top 5 quarterback has to sit out an entire season because 22 sexual assault cases.
Yeah, it is.
But we're gonna call our old quarterback a childlike.
Yes. He is the immature
child. He's the immature one because he gets upset at things. Wonderful franchise. Gotta love the AFC North and their absolute Black Air Force energy.
Yes, sir. I mean, they have to have at least one controversy / scandal every year. They have to.
Oh, absolutely.
Otherwise, it's like, is it even at the real AFC North?
And it's like, even their lovable people, like Joe Burrow is absolutely lovable, but he's still a menace. He's just a lovable menace.
Yeah, he's like a Megamind,
Yeah,
exactly. He's that villain you like.
Like when he was like during the Super Bowl, he was just telling everyone like, "Hey, I'm Joe," and like just talking to them and stuff. And the way I feel about him is the way I feel about Luka. I think Luka's a lovable menace too, because like Lucas started flirting with the woman ref.
The ref. Yeah, it would be like Trae Young's a really good example of like an NBA.
Yeah,
where he is a villain. He is a villain.
Yeah,
but like you love him because he just plays well.
True, and then like it's like the AFC North is all Luka's, Trae Young's, and like Embiid's.
Yeah,
like people who you just do not like who are good players, and then people who you love but they're just
they're just villains. They are like just villain arcs.
Yeah, it's a wonderful division to watch just because of that.
The drama division.
It's so funny. But yeah,
do you want to jump into the main meat?
Yeah, the main event here, the good old MLB updates.
Yeah, we are officially a quarter way done with the season.
Yeah, about something like that.
I read the article this morning. Like it is exactly
a quarter of the way.
Exactly a quarter of the way.
Oh, okay.
At least for some of the teams, I guess, because I don't think everybody's playing.
Yeah, some teams had
like a game or two, whatever.
It's like
we are a quarter way done.
Yeah, I mean that's crazy.
Stuff is, I guess just a quick standings update. Mets are still, like Mets, Dodgers, Yankees are still the best teams. I think in MLB. And I think that neither of us would, argue that anybody else is better. But
yeah, currently the top 6 teams in the National League are Dodgers at 29-13, Mets at 29-16, Padres at 28-15, Brewers at 27-16, Cardinals at 24-19, and then Giants at 23-19. Yep. So half of the teams just about are still. Yeah, at least it's not 4, but I hate that the Cardinals are there.
Well, and then you look at like the Giants too, and the Diamondbacks are right behind the Giants.
Oh,
they're like 2 games behind the Giants. Too.
Yeah.
Where like no other teams are even really they're at least 4 or 5 games behind them. The Giants. Yeah. I mean, the Cardinals are surprising to me at least. I didn't think that they were gonna, I guess, pull out ahead.
Yeah, be at 24-19.
Yeah, that's a little. I thought they were gonna be closer to like 500-ish.
They recently
they just went on a nice streak.
They like one of their games they crushed the Pirates. I think they got 18. They won 18-4, something like that.
Yeah, 18-4. Sheesh.
It's like Pirates. Literally, their only wins. They're just lucky. Their win against the Reds, where they couldn't get a single hit, but then they just walked their way into a win.
Yeah.
It's like the Reds, clearly worst team because of that, but Pirates they're just lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking at the NL West, their worst team is the Rockies at 2022.
And they're not even that bad.
And it's like that's still like second best to best for other divisions.
Yeah. No, I mean that would put them tied for second in the NL East, and then a third in NL Central.
Yeah.
But they're dead last in NL West.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
And like speaking of that division with the Diamondbacks like got pretty beat up in their first series against the Cubs, right?
Yeah.
They lost that series. And then the Cubs swept the Pirates in their second series. 2 of those were shutout victories.
Mm-hmm.
And then they went against the Diamondbacks again, and they almost got crushed by them, just swept by them. And it's like you just won against them. You clearly had momentum. You just shut out the Pirates 2 of the games. Then you won 3-2 in the third.
No, like the Cubs story of inconsistency is definitely continued, where it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and like
didn't they beat the Padres in the series too?
Yeah, they did. They won 3 of the 4 games, I think.
Yeah, it's just it's like it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Like they clearly are not a bad team, I feel like.
Yeah, and like
they're a decent team, but they just cannot figure it out, like how to just keep it consistent.
I think the problem mainly lies in pitching. They need like pitchers really bad,
Yeah.
I think, especially like relief pitchers. Because one of those games against the Diamondbacks in the second series, they were above 4-0 in like the bottom of the seventh or the eighth inning, and then they just let them get like 5 runs and win the game.
Yeah. They don't have. They need good closing pitchers. Yeah, for sure.
It's crazy because I don't understand.
It just feels like just some games, like when they show up to play, they look good. And they look pretty good, like good enough to make playoffs for sure.
Yeah.
But then just some games they just don't want to play, or they'll only play half the game, and then they're just like, you know what? That's my energy for the day.
Yeah, I'm done. Like,
it is so weird.
Yeah.
But on the flip side of Chicago, I feel like the White Sox have started to at least get a bit more semblance of consistency and are looking definitely a lot better than our earlier update, I think.
Yeah, they still look a little funky. They're at 500 right now. They're at 21-21. But like the Royals are last in their division, right? They have 14 wins, right? But in a 5-game series, the White Sox struggled against them, and they couldn't win the series until the last game.
Yeah, they won 3 out of the 5.
Yeah,
but I guess like another good note there, it's like, you know, they go 3-2 in that series, but then they win 2 out of the 3 with the Yankees, which is crazy too. Their most recent series.
Yeah, they're still,
which is, you know, the best team in the AL, I would say.
Yeah, I have that here as well. They still have 1 game left. It was postponed because of a rain out. But so like they could just tie the series, but like then they didn't lose. But
I mean, even their loss wasn't. It's 7-5.
Like, yeah, it was still
a close game.
It was a high scoring game. Yeah, it was good. But then their first game against the Red Sox, who I think aren't like super great or anything.
No, they're last in the AL East.
Yeah,
not a bad team by any means, but definitely not a team that should go
16-3. Yeah, 16-3. It is seriously okay. So it's the Cubs are just consistency errors. They cannot keep momentum. They cannot stay consistent.
Yeah.
White Sox cannot get above 500.
Yeah. No, they're just going to sit at 500 permanently.
They are like, this is good. All right.
I mean, hey, it might be enough to get playoffs, though. Looking at the rest of their division.
True. Yeah. Right now, they in the AL, they are sitting at 7th. So if they can get 2 wins, and the Blue Jays lose, they're in the top 6.
Yeah.
But yeah, right now Blue Jays are at 23-20. So yeah, they're struggling. I'm surprised about the Twins. 27-16.
Yeah. They are just, I mean, they're on a heater. They're 8-2 in their last 10 games. Like,
yeah,
they are playing incredibly well. I was watching some highlights of them while scrolling through the MLB page. Yeah. They are looking good. I did not think they were going to be this good.
Yeah, I was expecting Guardians, honestly, but they're 18-20. They're about where the Cubs are at.
Yeah. Which, no, I did not expect the Twins to be this far ahead. I thought they were a good team. They, I think I said last time that I thought they would be top of the division. I don't remember if I said them.
I think you said first or second.
Yeah, I think I said Twins and then Guardians or Sox or something.
Yeah.
But I thought it was going to be, I remember I definitely said it was going to be a close division. But so I was really surprised that they're kind of stomping. Like they are sizably ahead of the rest in their division.
Yeah.
But they've been playing really well.
Yeah, I don't think the division's going to be tight. I think the first 3 spots are going to be tight. Like, yeah, the Tigers and the Royals, they're done. I don't think they're coming back from it.
They're already at just a horrible start. Horrible, like almost bottom of the whole MLB.
Yeah, horrible first quarter. I think the Reds did.
Yeah, the Reds are the worst team.
Yeah.
And then they're there with the Nationals is basically the bottom of the entire MLB.
Yeah, Reds 12-20.
Yeah.
So I mean, hopefully the Cubs sweep them.
Yeah.
If they do, it helps them.
Yeah, they need these are games that they need to just, get their 3 wins and just boost the record. Right?
And if they don't, it is seriously a what are you doing?
And it makes no sense. Yeah, I think it really is just some type of motivation thing or something. Like they're just giving up. Get some closing pitchers, start giving them, putting some fire under their ass and be like, yo, close this shit out,
Yeah, exactly. That being said, I think, like, on the alternate side, I think it was a game against the Diamondbacks that, like, Seiya Suzuki got a super good, like, Hall of Fame level play. Where, like, he caught the ball and then off balance threw it to home plate from right field to get a double play.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's what you need.
No, yeah, like, Suzuki is incredible. Like, such a good player.
Yeah, even when he's not doing well, he's still doing good. He's like one of the better players.
Yeah.
Him, Contreras, Schwindel, and Wisdom are like their 4 players. Wisdom, I think, has hit a home run 4 games in a row now. And then Schwindel hit like 2 in a day. He hit like a grand slam recently, stuff like that. He almost hit a grand slam to win a game. I can't remember what series that was. I think it was the Padres, one of the games they lost.
Yeah.
They almost won from him getting a grand slam, like almost getting a grand
the one
slam.
that was like 2 feet short or whatever.
Yeah, it was literally less. It like bounced off the wall.
Yeah.
It's like literally less than a foot, and it would have been a grand slam, and they won the game. But yeah, those 4. But it's like the Cubs are reportedly sending Schwindel to AAA. It's like, look at what he's been doing.
No, the Cubs management has definitely been weird the last couple of years for sure.
Yeah.
Whoever's making these decisions. Because, I mean, they broke up like the most famous trio, right? Of fucking Chris Bryant, Rizzo, and Javier Baez. And I feel like they got nothing for it.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like they didn't get anything for it. I get it. They like those players were underperforming. And
it was big contracts.
Sure, and it's big contracts. Like, it makes sense that you're going to trade them, as sad as it is, right? Because they are, pretty much household names here.
Yeah.
And
they were the core of the team.
Yeah, and pretty much, the core of, the World Series run. So it was sad to see them go, but it felt like we got nothing in return. Like, those are 3 huge name players, and they're still, I don't know about Baez, but I know Chris Bryant's still playing decent, and Rizzo is on the Yankees now, and they're doing really well.
Yeah.
And because Chris Bryant's on the Rockies now, and they're still a decent team.
Yeah,
exactly. But it feels like the Cubs just didn't really get anything, like anything near that level.
Yeah, Bryant's doing worse than he did with the Giants, but he's still doing pretty good from what I know. Javi is struggling because I mean he's on the Tigers, so like he's probably one of the better players on the team, but
the team itself is
I do not think he, like, once his contract is up, I do not think he's gonna re-sign with them.
Yeah. I mean, and then Rizzo's doing really well.
Rizzo is doing very well. The Cubs should have gotten good relief pitchers and good like core pitchers.
Yeah, no, it's just weird. Like it feels like they were taking, underperforming huge contract players.
Yeah.
And then they just replaced it with like nothing. Like they didn't spend any of their money.
Yeah.
And like we didn't even get Suzuki until this year. So it's like, he's a great player. But it's like, what were we doing last year? Like, we cleared up all this money, traded all these big name players.
Yeah.
And really didn't do anything with it.
Yeah. And
just kind of brought up some, AAA players and then didn't really do anything. Like, I feel like there's still a lot of room to, trade or try to buy or, spend some money on some bigger name players or some better players.
Yeah, like the
definitely in the pitching department.
Like the White Sox had done with getting like Tim Anderson, some of their from like the Dodgers, stuff like that, who has his own drama recently with getting a player suspended for calling him Jackie. But
yeah, that was just weird too. I don't know if you want to talk about it.
Yeah, we can. I'm gonna look up the details because, like, from what I is Craig back? He didn't say anything. Oh, yeah, he's back. Okay.
Yeah, he's back.
All right. Sorry, guys. There was a
little hiccup there. Don't worry. I noticed it like right as it popped up.
Okay, cool.
Popped up a message.
Cool.
So it should still have our audio.
Yeah, Josh Donaldson on the Yankees, I believe, got suspended because apparently in
and this is the White Sox most recent series, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Other than I guess they're playing against the Red Sox.
Yeah, so apparently a few years ago, Donaldson and Anderson had a conversation where Anderson said he was like he's the new
Jackie Robinson.
Yeah, he's the next Jackie Robinson, something along those lines.
Sure.
And then Donaldson had called him Jackie, and Tim had said, "Don't call me that." And now in the most recent series, he called him Jackie again. And I guess he got really PO'd about it. But like, I don't understand the full context.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, and he's also, Anderson is saying about Donaldson being suspended that he could care less about it. But it's like, then why were you getting upset? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, like, it's like you're saying you're this next person, right?
Yeah.
And I guess maybe Donaldson's making fun of him, right? Which I guess if he's pissed off, he probably is. But it's like, is that grounds for a suspension?
Yeah.
Because it's like, that's not a bad insult. Like, at all.
I honestly don't know. Only thing I could think about it is like if he made it a racial thing.
Yeah, but that doesn't make sense either.
I know.
Like, there's, I don't know. It doesn't seem like it would be.
Yeah, and like, I don't know. Tim Anderson also has his own problems. Like when he got suspended for flipping off the Guardians audience, like stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. There could definitely be details that I'm missing here. But from everything I have seen, it is 2019. They had that conversation. Donaldson called him Jackie. He said, "Don't call me that." And then in a recent series, he said it again.
Yeah, I feel like that Tim Anderson is thinking that it's racist. And I'm guessing that's what the suspension is for.
Yeah.
They're just trying to be safe, Yeah. And just punish him for that. But I feel like it's more of a thing where it's like me being, if I said like, oh, I'm the greatest gamer alive or something, or, like I'm the greatest basketball player alive. And then you coming up and be like, hey, what's going on, greatest? In like a sarcastic tone. It's just like, that seems more of so what it is. Where it's like he called himself Jackie, and that Donaldson is, kind of like making fun of him for that. And I feel like it has nothing to do with like actual malice or like, ill intent. It's more of just clowning on somebody for saying something, silly.
Yeah. Okay. I'm looking at the more details here. Basically, it was trying to call me Jackie Robinson. He'd be like, "What's up, Jackie?" Anderson explained. He said the comment that Donaldson made was disrespectful. The MLB agreed, and in addition to suspension, he'll be fined an undisclosed amount.
Sheesh.
Yeah, and then I believe after the suspension and stuff, well, first Tim Anderson also said that Donaldson, quote, knew exactly what he was doing. And Donaldson, I believe, after getting suspended, defended himself by saying that they'd had that conversation. So, like, I don't know if that was a lie to try to dispute it. I don't know if, like, what it is, but, like, either way, yes, it could be very racist to see a black baseball player and call him another black baseball player repeatedly.
But it just doesn't seem that way, I guess, on the surface.
If they had that conversation, if that conversation is truthful, then it is. I do not find it a racial thing.
No, it's definitely just that he's clowning on him.
Yeah, it might be like mockery.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Which, you know, I still think has its place in sports. Like, light mockery. I think it's definitely
trash talk is hilarious.
Yeah, exactly. And to me, that's more of what this seems like. If what Donaldson says is true.
Like, you can't tell me that, like, first example I think of, NBA, you can't tell me that the Suns Mavs, that the Luka special, Booker mocking Luka, and then everyone talks when they up. You know, you can't say that doesn't belong there.
No, yeah, it's fun. Like, it makes it more exciting to watch, you know.
Yeah.
As a spectator, right?
Yeah.
It's more fun. It's just more fun. It's more fun when people are just shitting on each other.
Exactly. And it's like, yeah, so if it's a racial thing and they never had that conversation, yes, then, racism does not belong.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yes, it makes sense. Suspend him, fine him. Yes, correct.
Yeah.
But it's like, that's not what it seems like. And if what Donaldson's saying is true, then it's just more so that, I guess, Anderson was just upset that he was getting mocked. When it's like,
it's like,
in reality, he should have just been like, okay, Baby Ruth or something like that back, you know?
Exactly. Been like, well, at least I can hit the ball or something. Yeah,
exactly.
You know, just something like that.
Yeah, just some nice light trash talk.
Exactly. And it's like, fun. That belongs in baseball because, like, when you look at, like first baseman and stuff, if you look at, like, when someone's on their base, they talk to the runner all the time. Yeah. They're always talking smack.
Yeah, exactly.
It's funny. And so, like, you can't say that it's not a thing in baseball because they do it all the time. They're always talking to each other. So, yeah, I don't know. It's a really weird situation. Like, it was like a 1-game suspension, like 1 to 3 games. So it's not huge.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I feel like it's more so just the MLB is just trying to play it safe, I guess.
Yeah.
In case it was, you know, racist or, you know, kind of ill-intended. I feel like they're just playing it safe, but it's still just kind of a stupid situation, I guess.
It is a very stupid situation. It's like, I don't even know what side to kind of, like, whose side to kind of take on it. Cause, like, it's just
weird, I guess, without, you know, actually knowing whether which side is, you know, telling the truth or what's going on.
Yeah. It's like way too vague. And, like, both of the personalities are like kind of not weird, but, like, they both trash talk. They both, you know, Tim Anderson flips off audiences, you know, stuff like that. It's not like Myles Garrett hitting oh my gosh, what's his name? Steelers backup quarterback with his helmet in 2020. And then saying afterwards, after he got ejected, that he was called the N-word. It's like Myles Garrett is like one of the most, like,
he's a nice dude.
Yeah, like one of the most nice and just chill, calm-headed people in the league.
So it's like, if he gets provoked, you know somebody said some nice stuff.
He's not a person to literally start a fight and attack them with their own helmet. So, and then, like, alternatively, the Steelers in general love to cause shit. So, and especially that backup quarterback, he was like the kind of like a Juju Smith, Chase Claypool, where they talk and say things they shouldn't be saying. So it's like, that I'm not surprised that it's pretty clear that you can figure out whose side to take on it. With this, they're both those personalities.
Yeah, they're both definitely like huge ego personalities.
Yeah, ego menaces.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's just like, And I guess, just reiterating again, it just feels more of just kind of a mockery trash talk thing than anything actually like, malice or anything.
Yeah, exactly. And it feels like the White Sox or the Chicago teams are the more menace energy vibes.
Yeah.
I mean, they're the 500 team, so they're like currently the better one, but the Cubs chemistry feels like it's kind of more there and it's stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like it feels more team-like. And they're not that far behind. It's 18-24 to 21-21.
Yeah. No, I feel like the Cubs have a better peak than the White Sox, but they just cannot figure out how to consistently play, even towards that, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Where I feel like the White Sox are just a lot, they're still not consistent. I'm not going to sit here and say that, but they're still at least finding some type of consistency or some type of rhythm where it's not just these. Feels like the Cubs, like you're literally just flipping a coin every game you go into.
Like shutting out Pirates 21-0 and then lose the series.
Yeah, it's like, what is going on? It literally feels like, every game is just going to be a blowout coin flip, pretty much.
At least, in the latest series against the Pirates, they didn't get that huge shutout, but they still shut them out 9-0, then 7-0, then 1-3-2. So at least they got the sweep on the Pirates.
Yeah.
Because like 21-0 shows you are definitely capable of sweeping them.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like that made me happy. Their win against the Diamondbacks in round their not most recent, the one before that. That made me happy. It made me happy that they didn't get shut out by the Diamondbacks in the most recent one, especially because they were just completely giving up in
they were
late innings,
choking really hard.
They just, all right, we're ahead. Let's just take it easy.
And that's the thing, like, that's why I'm saying that I think the Cubs have a better peak, because I feel like when they're playing well, or when they're actually just seem like they're trying or playing well, they are just beating these really good teams, or show that they can just shut out teams really hard. But it's just, I don't know what the issue is. If it's just a motivation thing, like a leadership type thing.
Yeah.
If it's, I don't know if like maybe the management or coaching is not that great anymore. But yeah, I really hope they do figure it out.
Yeah, I'm looking here and it's like the Cubs lost to the White Sox in their series together.
Yeah.
They go against each other in tomorrow and I think Sunday or Monday. Yeah.
Yeah, both tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah. And it yeah, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah.
Cubs have a rough schedule coming up though. They have White Sox series into Brewers into Cardinals.
Oh yeah.
These are pretty big games.
And then
like if they can win some of these series, that's going to be really good, because these are very important games.
I mean, even going beyond that, the Orioles are about the same record as the Cubs, and then they go into the Yankees, and then they go into the Padres.
Yeah, their schedule really doesn't lighten up for about another month until they're against the Pirates again. So then they have, Pirates, Cardinals, Reds, which is pretty, not too difficult.
Those are all divisional though, so that's hard too, because like, you gotta win. You have to win those to ensure they go in the loss margin.
No, I mean literally pretty much their next month, other than the Braves and the Padres, and I guess the Orioles too. It's They have a lot of division games.
Yeah.
Like, just in a row.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Like the Padres, I'm pretty sure they had like they win a majority of their series against the Padres for like years.
Mm-hmm.
It's really whack because you're looking at a team that's second in their division in the West. They're at 28-15.
Yeah.
And they, I guess, just can't win a series against the Cubs.
Yeah, a sub 500 team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna knock on wood because I want them to keep getting those wins.
Mm-hmm.
I want them to. They're not gonna go above the Brewers, but I want them to at least jump ahead of the Cardinals. But it's the Cubs. They have to gather their consistency, and they have to do it before the trade deadline. Because
I feel like they should do something, or at least sign some players, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they clearly have what it takes to just win really good. If they can just get a couple more, maybe pitchers, or just some new like leadership in there and stuff, some new big name leader players.
I think what they need is the coach they've had for the past few years has been not very good.
Yeah,
because they won the World Series, then they got a new coach.
Yeah.
So I think they need a new coach, and then they need pitchers.
Yeah, because like closing pitchers bad.
Hitting is not necessarily the problem, especially when you have those four who can.
Yeah.
Suzuki doesn't always hit home runs, but he'll hit sacrifice plays. He hits a lot of doubles.
Yeah. He's a pretty consistent, base hitter type player.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna look at his
his batting percentage.
Yeah, his average.
I can try to look it up real quick too. Is that? Ooh, is this the right one? No. What's his first name?
Saya. 239. So he's below average right now.
That's pretty bad right now.
Yeah. He picks his hits or his swings very carefully, which is like good and bad because he knows what he's good at hitting, but he's very picky about what he's gonna swing at. So like if it's still a strike, it's a strike. But
I'm looking right here. It's like Hap's batting really well.
Yeah.
Contreras is batting decent. I mean, most Cubs players are under 300.
Yeah, Schwindel's at 233.
Yeah.
250 is like the average.
So I guess most Cubs players are actually batting below average.
Yeah.
It seems like they're just kind of getting carried by, Hap is batting pretty well. Horner, Simmons, Contreras are all batting good.
Yeah.
Getting a lot of clutch hits and runs.
Yeah, Horner. It's mainly in the fact that you have Horner and you have players that are above the 250. But then players like Frank the Tank Schwindel and Suzuki and I believe Ortega.
Hayward too.
Hayward. When they hit the ball, they hit it hard.
Yeah.
Suzuki gets a lot of doubles, I think. He has 4 home runs, something like that. I'm gonna see if I can look at the stats.
He has the most doubles on the team by a huge margin. The next highest is 7, and he's at 12.
He's at 12.
Yeah, the next highest is 8. But yeah, so he is sizably. He's a double machine, pretty much.
Yeah.
And he's up there with highest RBIs on the team, only 2 behind the highest.
Yeah.
Wisdom. So yeah, no, I mean, even though his batting average, I guess, is not too great.
Yeah,
he's still his hits are good. His hits are good.
He hits well. He is 14th overall in the MLB in doubles.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, and it's a lot of them have 12. So
yeah.
He's 14th. If he gets one more, he's tied for 10th.
Okay.
Like, yeah, so and he can do it. He hits doubles frequently.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but yeah, no, I definitely agree that I think the Cubs need some new coaching staff.
definitely.
Maybe new pitching coaches too. Maybe that is the issue, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it's not the pitchers, maybe it's the pitching coaches.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure, but yeah, like something needs to be done about, if they could just like fix, just that single element of being able to close out games that they're winning.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they would probably be above a 500 record, right? Like it feels like there's multiple times where they're leading in a game and just kind of like throw it away in the last few innings, last half of the game. Where it's like if they have, good closing pitchers that we can start getting some of these games.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of big series coming up for them. I hope they do well.
Yeah, me too. I'm hoping. I'm not sure when the trade deadline is, but I'm hoping that they
I don't know exactly.
They do something or like go free agency. Like
July 31st.
July 31st. Yeah, like get some free agents. Honestly, like try to see if you can you have the cap space right now. Like
I mean they have 2 months to. They have 2 months and a shit ton of money to buy some players, right?
Yeah,
like they definitely have the ability to make the team better. So I definitely think they should.
Yeah, I just don't know if they'll take advantage. Try to make moves. I mean, again, like reiterating, if you don't want to trade some of these players, you do not. There's free agents. You don't have to. Just get 1-year contracts with free agents and then try to re-sign them when you get the chance.
Yeah. Because I feel like they definitely have, cap space and salary to be able to just pick up some free agent players now, and then they still have the room for next season to be able to actually sign them. You know what I mean? For some bigger contracts.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it seems like they definitely have that capability in space right now.
Yeah, and they don't have to worry about re-signing like Suzuki to a bigger contract because he has a 5-year deal. They still have their big people that they need. The only person they might lose is Contreras. But I think that's more of an age thing than anything else.
Sure.
He's up there in age. So they'd have to get like a new catcher and who's a heavy hitter, but something too big. Like not like a huge deal or anything. Yeah, and this is Suzuki's rookie season in the MLB too.
Yeah.
So he did play.
He should only improve from here.
Yeah, he played in he played in Japan, but it's different there than it is in the MLB.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I think he has to warm up to it. He has to warm up to the team being in a new country, things like that. So I think there should definitely be vast improvement if he finds how to be less picky about his swings.
Yeah, no, I do think just the later in the season that the season goes, the better the Cubs are going to be. It's just a matter of fact. It's are they going to be so far behind by the time that they start finding that consistency and rhythm that they can't make playoffs, or are they going to start, making some moves in the next month or two to start putting them in a position where they can actually make a playoffs run this year?
Yeah.
Because I feel like, with this trade deadline and stuff, they only have a couple months where it's basically, I think next time we touch on MLB, probably in, another 2 months or whatever.
Yeah, month or two, something like that.
Month and a half, probably-ish. We'll have a better look at if the Cubs have a chance, because it could be that they just are saying like, oh, we give up the season, but they could just be saying that we're just kind of, this is a quote unquote building season, right? Or trying to find new synergy.
Yeah.
And, that could be fair, but I still feel like they are a good enough team to make playoffs if they start making moves now and start changing up, their coaching, pitching, making some moves on free agents. They definitely can be a playoffs team this year. So
yeah.
I would rather have that, but I also kind of get it if they play it slow and then are just trying to come back next season as more heavy hitters.
Yeah, they are in rebuild mode. Most of the people who I've listed that are like their big hitters and stuff, they got towards the end of last season. They got them from like the trade deadline and stuff like that.
They're still relatively new to the team.
Yeah, this is their first like full season with them. So yeah, I still do think that they are a playoff team if they decide we're going to speed up our rebuild process. But if they don't, then it's not the cap space that's left over will just be wasted for this year. And like they'll still have about as much for next year, but
they definitely just need to do something.
Yeah, I think they need to do something now too.
Yeah, exactly. As fans, it would be better to see it sooner rather than later.
Yeah, instead of making Schwindel step down, make some of your relief pitchers step down and get some new ones.
Yeah, exactly. Like make some, stop making these players that are doing well step down. Make some of these players who are doing bad step up. I don't get it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it just seems like it feels like they're quote unquote. I don't know if they're actually blaming Schwindel or whatever, but like it feels like they're blaming the only players that are actually performing and not really realizing the pitching issue are players that are underperforming and trying to fix that.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna look at some examples to see how other players that they released are doing, because I'll look at like Anthony Rizzo, because the Yankees are 30 wins in.
Yeah, pretty much top of the MLB. Yeah, I think top. Yeah.
Yeah, he's at 232 with 11 home runs, tied for 5th.
Yeah, like he's
so like batting average.
Is whatever, but he's they're big hits.
Yeah, 11 home runs, 26 RBIs, which is tied for 21st in the league.
Yeah.
Let's look at Bryant.
Yeah, I mean the Rockies are doing okay, a little bit below 500, but they're in the fucking NL West. They have the hardest division and are still 20 and 23.
Yeah, exactly.
I still feel like they're a good team.
They'd
be second in any other division.
No, those are his career stats. I don't want.
Yeah, we need his Rocky stats.
I need his seasonal stats.
What you doing on the Rockies? I can try to find it too.
Yeah,
Chris Bryant, Rockies stats.
Oh, here we go. 2022. He is at
2022 regular season
270.
Yep, 270. Only 4 RBIs. That was pretty bad.
Yeah, 4 RBIs. Dang.
But I guess doesn't he? I think he's like first or second at bat though, so he shouldn't really have that many RBIs.
Yeah, that's true.
But he hasn't had too many at bats though. He's had 63. So, and I know he's out right now on injury. So like I'm not sure.
Yeah,
how he's actually performing, but I mean 270 is pretty good.
Yeah, and in their most recent game, they lost to the Pirates 5-10.
But yeah, it's like the Cubs, let go of these players.
Yeah.
And really just didn't get a replacement that's even at that level, right? Which I feel like they could easily get, right? Like that's 2 players they got rid of. And they couldn't get like basically one to replace those two that's outperforming everybody.
Yeah. Looking at this, yeah, Javier Baez, I was right. He's not doing too well. He's at 208 right now. Yeah, he's trying to play with
And, that's what I'm saying. Like, I understand why the Cubs got rid of those players, right?
Yeah.
They're big names, and, they're on the decline, right? They're not at their peak anymore. I think Rizzo's the best of the bunch still, but I don't know if he's still. I don't think he's at his peak anymore right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I understand it, but it's like they clear up all these players, and it just seems like nothing. They made no moves to actually put new players into those roles, right? Or build up new talent.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Hopefully it changes soon. Hopefully.
Oh wait, sorry. Rizzo, I was looking at. No, those are his 22 season stats. I was right. So he is at 11 home runs this season. I thought it was his career for a second.
Yeah.
But no, it's this season. He's got 11 home runs. So worse batting average than Bryant. Bryant's hitting a lot more, but Rizzo is hitting harder.
Yeah, like more important hits.
Yeah, exactly. But I think that's why those two had good chemistry, and you should have kept them, because Bryant gets on base more but doesn't get RBIs.
Yeah, exactly.
Rizzo hits the home runs and gets them both in.
Yeah, Bryant, I think, was always like second or third at bat, and Rizzo was like right behind him pretty much every time. Because it'd be, like Bryant gets on base, Rizzo brings him home. Like it's a good combo, and it just doesn't feel like the Cubs have done anything to kind of replace that.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you had those two and like Suzuki, who gets, Suzuki gets a double, then Bryant.
Yeah, exactly. Craig, stop leaving, Bozo. I mean, we're getting pretty close to the end anyway.
Yeah, we are. We're about ready to wrap
it up. But Craig, come on, Bozo. Yeah, let's get this finished. Stop.
Yeah. All right.
Leaving the call.
Shoot, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I think that like they need some new pitchers. They need some new relief pitchers. They could stand to get some better runners and to change up the batting order. But like for the most part, that's not the big problem. Because like looking at these,
it seems like they're getting runs.
They got 11 runs, 7 runs, 5 runs, 6 runs, 6 runs, 1 run, 2 runs, 7 runs, 9 runs.
Yeah, like they're getting runs, but they're just still losing games.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a pitching issue, or at least that's what it looks like on the surface.
Yeah. Yeah, there might be some, there's fielding errors, but like every team has fielding errors.
Sure.
Like they all make mistakes.
Sure.
But yeah, I think pitching is really the big thing. Like letting up a bunch of home runs and stuff. Like,
it's just like motivation issue. But yeah, I mean, that's MLB update. Quarter way through the season, definitely be back in another month and a half or so when we're closer, like halfway through the season, probably get a better update, probably a better, quote unquote playoff picture. Because I think, some teams are start to either pull ahead or, fall off.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have any closing thoughts?
Well, I mean, NL West staying competitive. Will probably stay very competitive through the end of the season.
Yep.
Yeah, like you had said, it's a quarter of the way. It's still pretty early. We'll probably come back after the trade deadline, see if the Cubs made any moves or if the White Sox made any moves. But I don't think they really will.
Mm-hmm.
What
do we got for next week?
Next week we have Stranger Things Season 4 Part 1 review. So expect spoilers.
Wait, does the whole season come out?
It comes out all at once, yeah.
Oh, okay,
Netflix does all at once.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's why we're doing that and not Kenobi.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Kenobi is weekly, but I know it drops the first 2 at once.
Yeah, because they had to push it back. I mean, this is like June 7th or something like that, and that's like 10 days or so after it releases, and it's like I think it's only like 5 episodes, like the first part.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think you're right. I think it was like 5.
So I think
6.
it shouldn't be too hard to watch it.
No, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
When does it come out?
The 27th.
Okay.
Same day as
Yeah.
Same day as Knobs. Yeah, I think we're probably gonna have a guest on that one too. So probably have a guest on call or something like that to give their interpretations. So
yeah,
something to look forward to.
For sure. All right, thank you guys for listening. Spectated number 7.
Spectated 7. Get ready for Spectated 8
Stranger
next
Things
week.
Okay, peace.
Peace out.